Hi Firsties, welcome back to week 3, day 1. I am so excited you're here because we are still working with addition with 2-digit numbers. So I'm very pumped because that means you are moving on to second grade skills, which I'm so proud of, but breaks my heart because you guys are growing up so quickly on me. All right, so let's start with our number of the day here. You need to have a paper and a pencil to work alongside me. So if you need to pause, Mrs. Gordon, press that space bar so we can get started. Okay, for my friends that are back or have their materials, here is our number of the day. So for today, we have the number 42. And I want you to tell Mrs. Gordon what 10 more than 42 is and what 10 less than 42 would be. So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to tell Mrs. Gordon 10 more and 10 less for 42. So if you're feeling stuck, let Mrs. Gordon help out. So to tell 10 more or 10 less, you simply just need to look at your tens place, and that should help you. So use that little trick if you're feeling stuck. All right, friends, I'm gonna start working this out with you. So let's start with 10 more. So like Mrs. Gordon said earlier, our trick is to first look at our tens place. So if I'm going to bump 42 up 10 more, what number does this become? 52. Let's test that here on the side. Let's draw out 42, counting with me, 10, 20, 30, 42. If Miss Gordon wants to make it 52, I simply just add another 10. That's how we got 52. All right, let me erase that. So now I'm back to 42 again. So what if I want to take away 10 less from 42? Well, simple. We're just going to cross off one of our 10s. How many 10s does Mrs. Gordon have left? 3. So let's count it out. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. So that's how we get 10 more and 10 less for our number of the day. Fantastic job, friends. You guys have been doing an amazing job with your 10s and 1s. So now I want you to look back here at Mrs. Gordon's board. Let me turn us. Okay. So today we are working with making a 10 to add. So I need your eyes and ears with me because this is a brand new strategy for adding that you have never learned. So today we're going to add 21 plus 6. But we're going to first break up the number 21 into numbers that we're a little bit more familiar with. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 21 into a number bond. So looking in here, how many 10s do we have in the number 21? We have 2 10s. If we have 2 10s, how much are they worth? What's the value of 2 10s? 2 10s are worth 20. So I'm going to put 20 here. How many 1s do we have in 21? Just 1, and one is just worth 1. So when I look at the number 21 here, I've broken it up into 20 and 1. So if Mrs. Gordon had 20 cubes and added one more cube, I would still have 21 cubes. We've just broken it up so that's a little bit easier to work with. So we have 20 plus 1, and we're going to add 6 more ones to it. So here's where I need you to stick with me. How we could do this is we could start with our ones first. So we have 1 1 in 21, and we have 6 ones that we're adding. So what Mrs. Gordon could do is I could do 1 plus 6. And if I add 1 plus 6, I get what? Feel free to draw your ones if you need to, or use your fingers. If Mrs. Gordon has 6 and I add 1 more to it, how many do I have? 7. So 1 plus 6 equals 7. So we've added our ones now, and now we need to add our 10. So how many did we have over here? We had 2 10s, which equal 20. So now I'm going to take my 20 and I'm going to add all the ones to it. So we added 1 and 6, and we got 7 ones total. And we're going to take those 7 ones down here to get our final answer. So if I have 20 and I'm going to add on 7 to it, what is my final answer? Feel free to draw 10s and 1s to help solve. Okay, so if I add 20 and 7, I'm going to have 10, 20. I'm going to count on 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20. Counting with Miss Gordon. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 is our final answer. So 21 plus 6 gives me an answer of 27. So then what I'm going to do is I have another step. I need to take my answer of 27 and fill out my chart here. Now we are becoming experts with charts because this is something I've had to do many, many times. So all we're going to do is tell how many 10s and how many 1s are in our number of 27. I'm going to give you about 1 minute to fill that chart out. Go ahead. Okay, friends, I hope I've given you enough time to fill out your table, but if not, press that space bar and pause Mrs. Gordon. Okay, so I have the number 27 and I need to break it into 10s and 1s. If you drew a picture like Mrs. Gordon did, you should be able to quickly see how many 10s you have and how many 1s we have. So looking at Mrs. Gordon's picture, I had 1, 2 10s. And let's count how many 1s I had. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1s. You know what's interesting? And I wonder if you're seeing what Mrs. Gordon is. If I'm looking at this table and I'm looking at the amount of 10s and the amount of 1s, what do you notice? Looking at my problem here. 2 10s and 7 1s is the same thing as the number 27. Look at the digits, how they line up. That's interesting. I wonder if you caught that. We're going to do another problem together, friends. Now we're moving on to 33 plus 5. 33 and 5. So what I'm going to do, since I modeled the first one, I'm going to let you do this one mainly on your own. So go ahead and add 33 plus 5. You first need to break it into a number bond, then draw a picture and fill out your table. So let's write out our steps here. Step 1, number bond. Step 2, picture. And 3 is your table. Okay, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to go ahead and work on this problem. Go ahead. All right, friends, I'm going to start helping out here. So our first step was to break the number into a number bond. How many tens do we have in the number 33? We have 3 tens. And so if we have 3 tens, how much are those 3 tens worth? What is the value of those 3 tens? 30. So we have 30. And now let's move over to our ones. How many ones do we have in 33? We have 3 ones. So 30 plus 3 gives me 33. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to add all of our ones up first. So we had 3 ones from 33, and we are adding on 5 more ones. So what you should have done next is add 3 plus 5. The reason why we're adding 3 plus 5 is because we're adding all of our ones first. We're making these into more friendly numbers. So let's break out those fingers. If Miss Gordon has 3 ones, and I'm going to put my marker away. If I have 3 ones and I count on 5 more, ready? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. Now, I've added both of my ones. Now I need to add my tens. So we had 3 tens, which equals 30. So now I'm going to take 30 and add the rest of the ones, the total number of ones. So 30 plus 8 gives me the final answer of 38. So I will fill that in on my chart here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the number 38 and I'm going to break it up on my table here to show how many 10s and how many 1s I have. So how many 10s are in the number 38? We have 3 10s. How many 1s are in the number 38? We have 8 1s. So 38, that's how we break it up onto our table. This last problem, for the sake of time, we will be doing it together, so working along with Mrs. Gordon. We are going to add 22 plus 8. Looking at Mrs. Gordon's steps here, my first step is to do what? Make a number bond. So I'm going to take the number 22 and I'm going to break it up into the values of the 10s and the 1s. So looking at my 10s column here, how much is that 2 worth in the 10s place? It's worth 20. Let's move over to the 1s place. How much is this 2 worth? It's only worth 2 because it's in the 1s place, so I'm going to put 2. So this is saying that 20 plus 2 equals 22. That makes sense. So my next step here is to work on our picture. So we're gonna first add up our numbers. So what I want to do is start with our 1s here. We have 2 1s from 22 and we have 8 more 1s that we'll be adding on. So let's add up our 1s. So 2 plus 8. What is 2 plus 8? This should be one we know really quickly. 8 and 2 gives us 10. My next step here is to add in my 10s. So we had 2 10s, which equals 20. And we are going to add in the total amount of 1s we had. So how many 1s did Miss Gordon have total? We had 10. So if Miss Gordon has 20 and adds on 10 more, how many do I have? Let's draw a picture. So I have 2 10s. 20 is 2 10s. I add on 1 more 10. How many did Miss Gordon have total? 30. So my final answer is 30. All right, my friends, you did a fantastic job with this lesson. It was definitely a little bit trickier than we're used to because we're learning new skills. If you have any questions, please reach out to Mrs. Gordon and make sure you go back to Seesaw to complete your assignment for this activity. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Love you, miss you, hope all is well. Bye-bye.